Hello everyone. It's been a long time since I've given you guys an update, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm back and I have a bunch of really cool things to show you. So let's start out with the Vulcan project over here. This is completed. I'm just putting it back together, and that'll be that. Right now I have it hooked up to the 12-volt battery just to make sure I put everything back in right, and I did. I can show you that real quick. So, works great. I did some stencil work on the main barrels here. Let's move that out of the way. It says Nightmare, which is the code name that I did for the project. And then I'm going to be doing the pinup girls on it after I have the whole thing assembled, because I want to make sure everything works correctly before I put more time into painting it. And that's that. I've started another project, which is a Swarmfire Stampede integration. Now, I actually made a video on this, but I never ended up uploading it because I didn't like the way I presented it. So, I actually put this up on Nerf Haven a couple days ago, and Coop and I were talking about just interesting Nerf projects, and like things that really don't make any practical sense, but would be a lot of fun to build. And I came up with a Swarmfire Stampede integration. So I've been working on that for the past week and a half. And it's finished. Well, no it's not, I shouldn't say that. It's like 75% finished. I have the Stampede that I'm modding is the same one I used for Massacre 5. So that's all there. And I didn't really have to do anything to that. But what I did is I put the Stampede under it and used some polycarb and epoxy putty to bond the shells, and now it's all, bonded in one piece. Then I painted it. I used vinyl dye, and I used some airbrushing techniques, and I'll show you the shell in just a sec. But the Stampede's all done. The Swarmfire, I'm currently Pat-G'ing the barrels, and obviously these are going to be cut down. I'm just test fitting them. I dremeled through the inner ring, and these are going to be rear loading. I dremeled through the inner ring, so those 10 barrels fit great, and they're all centered and things. And I'm going to do the outer ring later today, and cut the barrels back to, I'm thinking, between 6 and 4 inches. I'm going to see how far each one shoots with these Swarmfire before I cut them down. Those are the rest of the internals. And here's what the shell looks like right now. I did some pinstripes on it. Let me bring this into the light, using the airbrush and taping off some areas, which I think turned out really, really well. I still have some touch-ups to do on this symbol here and on the Nerf sign, but they're looking pretty good. Did that under part. And here's something fun and new. My girlfriend made me a couple stencils to use on the Vulcan project, and I used one of them on this blaster as well, which is just a pinup girl, which I think looks classy, and I'll try to give you a shot of the shell as a whole. So that shell is entirely done by airbrushing, except for the silver, which I did by hand. Now this shell is being done entirely by hand brushing, and I'm going to see what the major color difference is, and this still needs another coat of blue, so I can't tell yet, and how much labor each one takes, and which one stays on better. So which one flakes off more. And then I'm going to go off that for my future paint job. So this is really an experiment. Obviously I haven't done any of the silver on this shell yet, hoping to finish that up tonight. And that is the rear loading slot for the Swarmfire. So that's going to be cool. I might cut another one on this side. Don't know yet. But they look really, really nice. And that's going to look really cool when it's all assembled. So I'm going to put this Vulcan back together and show you how it looks. Reassembly on this, obviously a pain because it's so many freaking pieces, and because it's a motor and a belt drive, and it's a pain. He wanted to run it off 15 volts, so I had it running off 9 volts. It was great. Then I ran it off 12 volts, which I have as my car battery, which is in the back there, which didn't work so well. That has a really high amperage, which screws with the motor because amps is more important than volts in this situation for this motor, and it was too many amps, so it was just skipping, and the turret wasn't going right. All wreaked havoc. It was misaligning. Bad things happened. So, here's my solution. I made this, which is a 9.6 volt 2000 mAh battery, which I soldered connections in for a RC port, and then there's the RC battery. So this is completely removable. It's just resting in there, and gravity does the rest of the work. So I'm going to slide this in like that. We'll go into the Vulcan, and once it's powered by this, it works perfectly. Like, it's flawless. Everything rotates right. Darts are going very far, and I'm super happy with it. So I'm going to slide it in and show it. First of all, it's going to give you a pan around of the blaster, because it really is quite breathtaking when it's all finished. And I have, well, I'll show that to you later. I have a stencil down here, but again, I don't want to manually rotate the turret. It's a very pretty blaster. It's incredibly visually appealing. And I have some still pics that I can post at the end of this video so you guys can fully take in the depth of this whole aesthetics. Oops, I forgot the exhaust pipe. There we go. Now that's in. Okay. Exhaust pipes in. Let me think if I'm forgetting anything else. Anyway, the only thing, literally there's just one thing left to do, and that's to do the stencils for the pinup girls, and I have those. I just haven't sprayed them in yet. I did the stencil for its code name, but not of the girls yet. So, obviously, you guys just want to see it fire. So here we go. Everything's on, powered by 9.6 volt mAh. Also, I want to show you the balance of this now. It's actually fairly evenly balanced, whereas a normal Vulcan will go straight like that. This actually has some good balance to it, especially because the RC battery is much, much lighter than a normal Vulcan. Here we go.